Welcome to the Sales Lab.
How do you find out who's going to be in the room?
It's a really complicated process. You just ask.
Just ask.
Yeah, you just ask. Because and here's why it's important to ask, right? We're all busy. I mean, I don't know of a professional person in the energy industry that is not busy. If they're going to have a certain level of person in that room or something they're trying to accomplish, I do not want to waste their time. I'm trying to create value at all levels of the organization, all levels of the buying chain. And so if we are fortunate enough to get a meeting with the right people that they have in the room, I want to make sure I have the right people in the room as well. So yeah, I just ask. I mean, it's as simple as that. Hey, it's super important. This meeting's super important. We want to make sure we are meeting your needs. Who from your side is going to be in the meeting? So I make sure I have the appropriate personnel on our side to help answer those questions at the right levels. It's as simple as that. And I will say this, people are afraid to ask, and you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of, you got to remember, as a salesperson, you are trying to provide value to your customer. And I think that's something that gets lost an awful lot. So asking that question tells them, or at least if someone asked me that question, it would tell me, hey, they care. They are trying to do the right thing here and make sure this is a meeting that has some substance to it and a meeting that's going to provide some value to not only the customer, but to Michael's as well. So ask.
I love it. We have a tendency of complicating things that don't always need to be complicated.
Doesn't have to be.
One of my favorites is, if a student's trying to reach out to a company, they might say, well, I sent a LinkedIn message and then I sent an email and then my plan is to maybe, send a letter. This is, maybe not so much anymore, but we're going to do all these steps. And then, I have their phone number and I'll call them afterward. But you have their phone number? Just call them. You could just call them. Just, you're putting an awful lot of, now, I mean, there's something to be said about being systematic and having a nice cadence of multiple touch points. Sure. But yeah, I mean, it almost sounds like you're going out of your way to not call them. You can just call them. It's easy.
So yeah, I think calling is super important. And I always call first before I email. And chances are they're not going to answer it the first time, right? But at least you called, you left a message, you let them know who you are, what the purpose of your call is for, and then you send them a nice email. And now if they do answer, you better be on your game and have something to talk about and know what you want to say and what you're trying to accomplish, because they probably are busy. You probably caught them off guard and caught them with their guard down, so they answered their call, which is often the case. But you better be prepared if you're gonna call somebody and try to take their time. Like I said, value. Don't waste their time. So don't just be like, hey, how's it going? Have a purpose and kind of get your point across early.
Absolutely. And then based on that answer, I mean, it sounds like what you're doing with who you invite from your side is just matching, right? So if they have somebody, an expert in X, you're going to want to bring your guy in. So it's just a matter of having somebody to correspond with everybody at their table.
Yes, sir. Okay. Very, very much so. I think that's important. Like I said, it shows by knowing that information, it shows that you guys are committed. If they have their executive vice president in the room, that person's a high dollar individual. What I mean by that is every minute he's in that room is costing the company money. You want to make sure that you have the appropriate level on your side there as well, and showing them that you're committed as well.
So a little bit of signaling in addition to being able to match expertise, also just being able to communicate, hey, we're serious about this.
Okay. Right.